Today on Forbes, how Nichole Wischoff won the internet to raise $50 million for her VC firm. When shopping startup Checkmate went viral in December 2022, its little team was caught by surprise. Their app, which offers personalized deals to users, promised a cashback bonus for referring new users. As it soared to the top slot in Apple's App Store, bots swarmed the program, and Checkmate's back-end software couldn't keep up. Human shoppers who didn't see their bonuses started filing thousands of customer support tickets to complain. One of Checkmate's co-founders vomited from the stress. Another, CTO Rory Garton-Smith, started having panic attacks. Then, he called Nichole Wischoff. The founder and sole general partner at Wischoff Ventures, Wischoff was a late addition to Checkmate's cap table, a so-called, quote, wild card, who had shouldered her way into its $5 million seed round through her hustle and promise of operational help. Just 3 months later, she proved it. Her fortitude in the face of crisis and her advice, hire an operations expert and over-communicate with users, helped Checkmate weather the storm. Garton-Smith, who asked Wischoff to join his board as an observer following the crisis, said, quote, "She's been handy for us in navigating so many situations like that. She's everything. She's everywhere." Checkmate's story is unusual for Wischoff only because it's a consumer startup in a portfolio of mostly business-to-business companies. Otherwise, in the 4 years since she started investing, Wischoff is used to punching above her weight. Investing out of past $5 million and $20 million funds, she's backed 40 companies to date. And on social media, she now counts nearly 90,000 followers on X and 40,000 on TikTok, the vast majority gained in recent years, who tune in for a mix of company building and personal insights. Now, Wischoff Ventures has raised $50 million for its third fund, the investor exclusively told Forbes, tripling its assets under management after previous fund sizes of $5 million and $20 million to date. The fund will look to invest $800,000 to $1.6 million in 30-plus startups seeking ownership of between about 7% and 10%. A generalist fund, Wischoff said her firm will continue to focus on mostly enterprise companies, particularly in fintech, logistics, and manufacturing. She's also hired a senior associate, Neil Mintz, to join the firm's budding investment team. Wischoff's focus areas, and success so far, are no surprise to her supporters, a combination of overcoming a difficult personal background and leveraging her own experience across multiple startup roles. The fifth of 7 siblings, Wischoff grew up in financial insecurity in central New York. In and out of public housing, and without consistent access to food and clean clothes, Wischoff was a poor student, she said, until she spent a year in Belgium with a host family that encouraged her to study and join her host mother in distance running. Back home for a 5th year of high school, she impressed the cross-country coach at nearby SUNY New Paltz, who threw her a lifeline to compete for his college. Relatively early in her career in San Francisco, she caught the startup bug, joining mortgage software startup Blend to work closely under its CEO on special projects. Years later, after writing personal checks into several fellow Blend alumni-led startups in 2020, a venture capitalist told Wischoff she should consider raising a small fund of her own. Under the mentorship of Midas List investor Lee Fixell and others, she sought $1 million and quickly raised $5 million to invest part-time. Wischoff made 26 investments from that first fund, with an average check size of $150,000 and 16 markups, good for a gross internal rate of return, or IRR, so far of about 20%. She raised her larger second fund in 2022. That fund backed 15 companies at an average $650,000 check size, for an IRR so far of 26%. In unusual transparency, Wischoff has shared many details around her performance to date publicly on social media. For full coverage, check out Alex Conrad's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.